creativity here isn't just words. It's whatever you make is creativity. Your existence is creativity. So that was amazing. And the final class was super interesting because it's basically canceling all these weird cliches, these same old song ass stories, movies, shows, and putting all of this newness that is missing into it. It doesn't even look like the same story. You can't guess what the ending's gonna be because nobody's like that. So it's envisioning something that maybe you do enjoy, but there's some problematic stuff in there. What would you change about it? How do you fit in that story? Like, make it pop. Amazing. Like, I got so many story ideas. And what this whole workshop did, even to the end, like, we shared some of our works. Oh, my God. Publishing, the big five, they're missing out because of a lot of one-dimensional hiring processes, review processes, and this is supposedly what the market wants. There is so much talent in the Black community. And we were from all kinds of places, the States, parts of Africa, a lot, I think there was like Nigeria, Zambia, let me not lie on people, different places, Kenya, all kind of places. The world misses out when prejudice and imperialism and all of these stupid things don't allow us to enjoy each other and the different cultures. And that is why safe spaces, Black safe spaces, are so important, because we're allowed to thrive without explaining why we belong there. And so after the reading, which, oh my God, there was not every single person in there. It's like, I need this book, I need this story, I'm ready to see that show, sis. Like, this is every single person, founders, teachers, fellow shippers, I don't know, that's probably not a word, bomb. And so then we got to see a short film called hold on, let me see if I can find it. I'll put in the show notes. It starts with a P, and of course it's a futuristic, Afrofuturist story. Wow. Okay, by a Kenyan director. I believe they had said that she is going to be a part of creating Octavia Butler's story into film adaptation. I don't think it's a show. I think it's a film. Don't quote me on that. Fascinating. It took turns that I was not expecting, and I got so much out of it. And I think I learned, like, there's so much magic in short stories. I learned a little bit on how that works. But there are short stories that are full and complete as a short story. And all of I don't even know if I said this, but like every single person giving the workshop does this work, has these conversations already. And I had a chance to be a part of an auditing program for an upper class level short story course. And what I will say is it could never compare at all. Voodoo Knot Summer Workshop is the MFA I deserve. Like, this is what an MFA is supposed to look like. When institutions care about their students. If schools really, really cared about teaching creative people to thrive and be creative, this is what that looks like. So, if any of y'all have the ability and the desire to champion Black folks, to champion Afrofuturism, to champion creative Black people from across the globe, donate to Voodoo Knot Summer Workshop. Provide whatever y'all can provide to make it something further extraordinary and continual. These are the spaces that we need. Period. Like, we need joy lived in this workshop, wonder and awe, and you see the light bulbs of ideas, collaboration, generative stuff, even like spell work, because to create a world that you could never envision, and then 10, 15, 50 years later, maybe outside of my lifetime, it just might come true. And so our creations are magical spells. So may we create with all of the intention of a better life and a better day for all of us, for the collective. And that's where I go into the Aquarius full moon. Aquarius is our revolutionary. It's the person worried and figuring out how to further the collective. It's the person who beats to their own. I don't even like that, really. It's the person that doesn't follow these preconceived boxes and guidelines the world has attempted to put us into. They do what they want, and they do it oddly, quirkily well. And so be the truest version of yourself. Be proud, but don't be egotistical. Be loud, but with a purpose. You know, it is Leo season. Play, but don't let nobody play you or others, especially when it comes to justice and social justice issues. Let go of what no longer serves you. That's really what a full moon is about. And so change is coming. Are you going to be a part of the change, or are you going to be dragged into change? Because nothing can stay the same, especially not in these times. And so I'm grateful to every single person that spends time listening to me, sometimes with my ramblings and whatnot. But thank you. And going forward in this month, I legit want to put on 2 of these dope interviews that I had with creatives from like a long time ago, almost a year. It's kind of embarrassing. So it's 2 interviews, and stay tuned. Do not forget, my mama loud. Do not forget that you are magic. No te olvides que eres magia. Pas oublier ou c'est magique. Thank you, y'all. I wanted to put it into the atmosphere to check out the Celia Challenge, Sealey challenge. I don't know why I said CEA. Different languages, y'all. Celia Challenge started out by @NicoleCelia on all of the things, I believe. And what it is basically 31 days of poetry. Read a poetry book, read a poem, support a living poet, and it's 31 days of just filling your soul with poetry. I am reading a book called Mela, and it's actually an Afro-Latina poet that I actually love. I've I've listened to some of her spoken word on right about now, Button Poetry, etc., etc. I binge spoken word, so that's where I found her. And I'm on like the intros, y'all, and it's hitting. So I have a stack of books that I want to read, ebooks and physical books. So that's what I'll be doing. It's 31 days of poetry. I would say in any way, shape, or form that you can live it. You know, there's lit magazines, there's independently published chapbooks, there's presses. So definitely you can check out my Bookstagram at SIQ Book, as in S as in soliloquy, I as in ice, Q as in queen, book. And there I put kind of like the breakdown, and also tagged Nicole Seeley so you can see what she's reading and her post of recommendations. And if you need a recommendation, you could definitely check out, I have 2 books. Soliloquy of an Ice Queen, which I published in March, and that is a multilingual fantasy collection of poems, and that is about just the bitter, heart-breaking, angry, all of the heavy range of emotions that lead to the healing after failed relationships. And that has Spanish and Creole in it. Most of it is translated except for one poem, if you want to check that out. I also have a short chat book called Liz Flo Reflects, and hit that up if you want to do that. So 31 days of poetry. Check it out. And if you don't do 31, that's okay. Supporting living poets, indie poets, and all of these presses is what keeps us going, especially during these times. So tell me what you're reading. If you want recommendations, hit me up. Let's talk about it. Let's make this challenge pop. Twitter is lit with this hashtag, so check that out too. Be well and have a wonderful week, y'all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to the show. Check out our Patreon, the website in the show notes. Rate, review, and subscribe or share with the homie. And don't forget that you are magic. No te olvides que eres magia. Pablie use magique. Take care and see you next week. So Anchor and I have been kicking it for as long as Creatively Exposed has been alive, which September. And I am amazed at how easy it is to record an episode, edit an episode when on the go, either on my phone or in my laptop. And I'm getting paid for it. I get this sponsorship, and I don't need to have, a huge listenership, which is pretty dope for the beginning. And it's free, y'all. So if you've been waiting to be heard on all of the sound waves, Apple, Google, etc., then this is your time. Get started on the Anchor app or online at anchor.fm and start that podcast today. Have you been lacking in the affirmation department, or what about the inspiration department? I always say at the end of the episode, do not forget that you are magic. This is what Astrologist is. An affirmation, a reminder, and a celebration of the magic, magia, and magique in you. Check out the website astrologist6.com, and it is also in the show notes.